Hey guys, welcome back. While you guys were away, I've been working on the car the whole time doing wiring, and I made a lot of progress. We can go check it out. It doesn't look like as much as you might think, but wiring takes a long time and there's a lot of it. So maybe I'll jump in there and then if Tio can see everything. Okay, so we were able to have the whole ECU pinned and inputs, outputs, and it's not done yet, but it's heading to each side of the firewall where it'll tell the motor sensors what to do and what's going on, and it'll tell the ECU what's happening. These wires are not complete yet. They're going to go into the PDM, and these wires are going to go into the PDM. So this is all I really have left to do, is terminate these wires here and then terminate the other end of these wires through to that side of the motor. And the coil wiring's done and everything else around is done, but it's all kind of on hold until I have help from one guy. His name's Cody Phillips. He's gonna help me with the pinout of the PDM, programming the PDM, and then the pinout of that forward plug into the engine bay. So that'll happen like in the next 2 days. So next time I see you guys, it's probably gonna be started and running or right there. We're supposed to be getting our Samsonas parts, so the transmission will go in this week, rest of the drive line, and we could hopefully have the wiring all buttoned up by next week. But with race cars, there's always surprises, so we'll see next time you guys come by. We'll see if it's running, but let's talk about some other stuff on the car. So every 2 years, you gotta refill your fire bottle, your fire suppression tank. Even if you never used it, which in most cases no one uses these, it's just there just in case. So we got it refreshed from Spot Techniques, and then since we had changed a little bit of the back of the car, we got some new hose so we can route it a little different, a new bulkhead fitting and a nozzle, because we changed how it's going to spray towards the fuel cell. So that is something we're going to work on. So let's talk about brakes a little bit. One thing I'm going to be switching is to this 1-inch Tilton Master for my hydro handbrake, so that it lets me barely pull at all, so it's like a tighter feel. I like it that way. And then with the new WinMax brake pads that I'm running, and they lock up the handbrake like super easy, it's almost effortless, so then I can go for a more snug feel. Then I don't have to move my hands around as much when I'm driving. I do run Willwood 6-piston fronts and 4-piston for the handbrake and foot brake in the back, and then WinMax pads all around. In any racing, brakes are a big thing. In drifting, it's more you want the correct feel for left foot braking, and you want your hydro to work really good. You're not jamming the brakes and getting them as hot as you would in traditional racing in drifting, but you do need to work really well when you do need to use your brakes. Alright, so this is the practice Supra. It's not quite as aggressive as the other one. It's still a pretty cool car. Has all the right parts to go practice. It's not as competitive for Pro 1 Formula Drift, but has a stock 2JZ block with a BorgWarner 8374 EFR turbo. It makes about 600 horsepower. It has a dog box, Andrews 4-speed, and then just a stock rear end and stock axles. So we were getting a little nervous that we were running out of time on that one with the wiring, because we had a hiccup with the guy that was doing the wiring, and now it fell on my shoulders. So we were like, we know this car works, let's kind of update some things, make it a little more competitive in case I have to use it at Long Beach. So some of the things we're doing is we're going to put this electric brake booster in here, because it doesn't have a pedal set, and once you're in boost, you'll have no vacuum and you can't ride the brakes to do left foot braking. It will just be too stiff of a pedal. So we're going to set that guy up, and then we're installing a radium and fuel-safe fuel cell setup with a surge tank in it right now, and then probably put a lower rear gear in it, like a 430, and then we would be ready to go with this car if we had to. So that's just plan B. fact is that every FD car needs to have a third brake light so that judges can see when you're on the brake, leading or following. So we're gonna also install this on this car. So growing up, I always had like dreams of doing something amazing after I had watched this movie called Rad Racing, or Rad the movie. It's a BMX movie from 1985, I believe. If you guys haven't seen it, go look it up, Google it, and it's gonna be hard to find how you're gonna watch it, but there's somewhere you can download it, I'm sure. Anyways, it's like a hometown guy that makes it into like this pro BMX circuit, and it's like was impossible, but he made it possible. So it like kind of like that give you hope type situation, but as a child everyone likes BMXing, and so then that's always been my favorite movie, and I guess that also has a little play into the name of Rad Industries and going pro drifting. So Rad Industries was founded in 2013. And we had the name Industries in mind so that we could kind of do any given thing, and it stands for Renee and Dan Industries. Right at the moment when we started it, we knew we were going to do like car related stuff, and then it could also have a double meaning like racing and design, because Renee does design and I like racing. So kind of just left it wide open for any opportunity. And then I was building my cars always, I guess, in the garage, so it was something I was already like familiar with and good at, so it worked out that we just escalated into a shop bigger, and then now we're here at this spot that we're at now. Competing in FD was like a goal that I had told myself I had to do in 2010, and it was something I had like pondered about doing since probably 2005, and I just kept going, oh, there's like no way to make money to do it, and then the time, and then I just would like talk myself out of it. But in 2010, I got a ride in Mad Mike's car and was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna do this. I have to do it. I'm not waiting anymore. And so then I made it, and it's just like, it was just a goal that I had. And then now that I'm here, I don't think I would want to leave. It's something that's quite enjoyable, and you get a lot of pleasure out of like the accomplishment, and then a lot of adrenaline, and I'm always going to be into cars and the car culture, so I think I fit very well in this setting, I would think. Obviously everyone wants to win, and it's just hard because we're up against like this big giant task at hand to like build the car, get around the country, and then drive good and be rested and everything. But I think I got more practice in this off season than I ever have, so I'm expecting just to get better results throughout this season and further closer to the podium each time.